Ever since the whole Ava Chris Tyson situation, MrBeast has stayed silent on social media and not talked about any of the allegations. But when the Ava Chris Tyson situation was first going down, MrBeast said that he was going to hire an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation. Well, 3 months later, the investigation into allegations regarding MrBeast's company have concluded. But quickly before we get into that, I wanted to give a quick update on the whole MrBeast allegedly scamming a clinic that he used during the curing 1,000 people's blindness video. In my last video, I covered some allegations where one of the nonprofits said that they didn't receive any compensation from MrBeast and that they paid like $124,000 out of pocket for the surgeries for his video. Well, I was completely wrong about the whole potential scam. It turns out that the money was sent to a different organization that I guess never sent the money to Mission Flight, and I think that was the problem. So MrBeast, I guess, did send the money, it just didn't find its way to the rightful organization or something like that.
In fact, yesterday, someone from Jimmy's team contacted us and was sincerely surprised that that we had not been compensated. He was pretty shocked and asked what they can do to make things right. I just referenced back to our video where we had done 62 surgeries that weekend. They cost us about $2,000 each, and so they wired $124,000 this morning. So thank you again very much. Thank you to Jimmy and the team for fixing the problem so quickly. And yeah, there was a third party involved with big miscommunications and misunderstandings.
And I just want to thank all of you guys who watched my last video and shared it and sent love to Mission Flight, because you guys are the sole reason why MrBeast and his team saw the error and got the money to Mission Flight. When I found that Mission Flight video, it had less than like 15,000 views, and I think before they deleted the video, it had around 100K. So thank you guys so much for spreading the word and holding MrBeast accountable. All right, well, let's get back to the main purpose of this video. So MrBeast tweeted this on July 24th. He said, "Over the last few days, I've become aware of the serious allegations of Ava Tyson's behavior online and am disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts." And then he said, "During that time, I have been focused on hiring an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation, blah, 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 blah." And then on November 1st, just a few days ago, MrBeast tweeted, "A 3-month investigation into allegations regarding my company has concluded. The law firm / investigators reviewed millions of documents / messages and conducted 39 interviews. I was asked to refrain from making public statements to enable a detailed and unbiased investigation. Below are their conclusions." And then this is from the investigators. It says, "As you know, in July of 2024, MrBeast LLC engaged Quinn Emanuel Urquhart, I don't know how to pronounce that fool's name, and Sullivan LLP to conduct an internal investigation into specific allegations made publicly, incidents reported internally, and issues raised by employees in interviews, including with respect to current and/or former company personnel and the company's workplace environment and culture. At your direction, Quinn Emanuel immediately launched a comprehensive investigation, which has now concluded." Ooh. The following sets forth certain key findings and conclusions from the investigation without waiving any applicable privileges, including but not limited to the attorney-client privilege and work product protection. As an initial matter, to protect the investigation's integrity, on July 31st, 2024, Quinn Emanuel requested that a former employee, Dawson French, cease making public allegations against the company, as those were the topic of an ongoing investigation. And Dawson French, by the way, is Dogpack 404, the guy who made all of the initial videos about MrBeast. We also requested that certain employees refrain from public comments to ensure the investigation yielded accurate information and that witnesses were not tainted. The intent was to foster candid interviews and complete cooperation with the investigatory process. Quinn Emanuel's conducted 39 interviews of current and former employees. Over 4.5 million documents collected from mobile phones, emails, telegrams, discords, WhatsApps, and Slack were processed and reviewed. The collaboration and cooperation sought at the outset were achieved throughout this process. Quinn Emanuel thoroughly investigated all public allegations and any other that arose during the investigation." And here we go, we're getting into the juicy stuff. The investigation produced the following significant findings: allegations of misconduct, etc. between company employees and minors are without basis. The allegations were soundly rejected, including by alleged victims. So this right here confuses the hell out of me. Wasn't the whole reason for this investigation because of Ava Chris Tyson? And wasn't there like solid Discord evidence and chat logs that prove that, you know, Ava Chris Tyson a minor? Like, I don't know. I really don't know.
Ava Chris Tyson of the MrBeast crew had a ton of evidence surface about horrible behavior with how they communicated with minors, as well as a past of really disgusting shit. There are tons of screenshots to showcase exactly what was being said to someone who was between 13 and 14 years old at the time, and it's fucking gross. It's completely unacceptable. Some of them were just public tweets right under everyone's nose. So Ava Tyson was an adult at this point. Lava was a child. And saying things like, I posted some fire nudes for you, please no share. And then other shit like, but not $5, pathetic JK kissy face. They seem to communicate a lot, even sending Snapchats. So here's one that says, coming for America.
Allegations of the company knowingly employing individuals with proclivities or histories towards illegal or questionable legal conduct are similarly without basis. Here too, the allegations were uniformly rejected. Now this is also confusing because I thought they admitted that one guy, what did they call him? I don't really remember the guy's name, but he was a RSO. It was the one guy that was like wearing a mask. I totally forgot what his name was, but the allegations were rejected, but I could have sworn they admitted that he was a RSO when they hired him. I don't know.
Well, there was a known registered convicted on the registry and everything who worked there. And like, you can, you know, someone pees in public, you're on the registry, you know, you get it, you can still have a job after you're on that's one thing. You know, you go to prison, you get rehabilitated, that's one thing. You know, like if you do your time, that's fine. I think there should be rehabilitation in this country. But that guy, from what I hear, I can't confirm or deny, from what I hear, he's on the registry for doing some not great stuff to some underage people. And they knew that. He's working at a channel that has underage people on and around and is targeted to underage people. And they covered up the fact that not only did he work there, but he was like the manager when it all started. He'll be in videos. He'll be in thumbnails. He'll be around. And whenever he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's like, what are you concealing? That you are in registry and that your face can be looked up on a thing? How much more can you literally cover up?
Several isolated instances of workplace harassment and misconduct were identified during the investigation. The company was informed of such conduct and took swift and appropriate actions to address the incidents, including, where necessary, disciplining or letting go of implicated individuals. As you are well aware, the company has grown exceedingly quickly from a YouTube startup comprised of a group of talented young individuals to a much larger entity. It is not uncommon that policies and practices essential in a mature company would lag behind commercial success. This appears to have been the case here and has, in certain instances, allowed for inappropriate conduct. It is clear that the company is committed to remedying historical issues and creating a mature culture where problematic behaviors are not tolerated as it enters this new phase. The company has already implemented or is in the process of implementing changes to ensure a safe and professional corporate culture today and moving forward. These include sending a clear message regarding tone at the top, hiring a new chief executive officer, chief people officer, and general counsel, and soon to be hired a chief financial officer. Implementing mandatory corporate training for all employees, developing new policies codified in an employee handbook, establishing an anonymous reporting mechanism / hotline for employees, swiftly terminating individuals who violated company policy regardless of their position or level within the company, identifying additional employees for targeted training and executive coaching to address professionalism and compliance with company policy. So basically the whole gist of this is that we have investigated ourselves and we have found ourselves innocent. Yeah, pretty crazy. So Dogpack tweeted this about the quote-unquote investigation. I don't know why I said quote-unquote. It was an investigation. I don't know. A 3-month investigation is only 2 pages. Care to elaborate on how you didn't know you hired an RSO? Care to elaborate on the several isolated instances of workplace harassment and misconduct? Yeah, I don't really understand this either, because this says they thoroughly investigated all public allegations and any others that arose during the investigation. But I mean, there was so much more allegations than just misconduct, the hiring people that are have histories towards illegal or questionable legal conduct, and also like the workplace harassment and misconduct. I mean, there were so many other allegations. I mean, you got things like the illegal lotteries, and off the top of my head, honestly, there's so much MrBeast drama that I honestly don't even remember the other ones. But yeah, it is kind of weird. A 3-month investigation, but these were the 3 conclusions. Like, I don't know. A little weird, but then again, who am I to know exactly how an investigation goes? And then Rosanna Pansino tweeted this. She said, if your lips are moving, then you're lying. Hashtag MrBeast. I guess it's from an article. And while this investigation cleared MrBeast LLC of any wrongful treatment of minors from those working at the company, they did find several isolated instances of workplace harassment and misconduct. She said bullshit on that. And then as a result, MrBeast in the process of making a number of changes to his company. Not only will he be hiring a new CEO, who is, I guess, his cousin James is the CEO right now, a CPO and a CFO, and the CFO is MrBeast's mom. So yeah, that's what Rosanna Pansino had to say. And then Drama Alert said MrBeast denies misconduct took place at his company after investigation completes. They found no and then, I mean, you can just read the comments. We investigated ourselves and found no wrongdoing. They investigated themselves. Crazy because there's actual screenshots, but okay. This one, do you trust MrBeast? 3,900 votes and 81% said no. They found evidence of harassment and misconduct and are hiring a new CEO. That's enough proof for me. So he's basically saying Chris is innocent, even though we've all seen the messages that now magically got scrubbed off places. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I thought there was, you know, solid proof, like really good proof that showed Discord chat messages and, you know, other things that would say otherwise to what the investigation had to say, but I guess we're not investigators. I don't know. To be fair, we only had access to the logs after the scrub, and if the things we know made it through it, I can only imagine what did get scrubbed. I mean, you never know. Yeah, and then he hired his brother-in-law, who's a registered SO. Sorry, but I don't believe the people he paid to quote-unquote investigate actually did an investigation, more like sweeping it up, covering it up. Yeah, because that's another part that was confusing too. It's like, because that's what I thought was the story, was that his brother-in-law was an RSO and they hired him and they knew that, but then the investigation says that they never hired anybody with legal complications or whatever. I don't know.